Hey Dentroverts, welcome back to the channel where digital dentistry meets artistic precision. Today we are diving into the art of Class 4 restorations, making lifelike results achievable every single time. Let's simplify what seems complex and bring those smiles to life. We would be dividing this video series into 5 parts, namely Part 1, Pre-evaluation and Mock-up, Part 2, Creating a perfect putty index, Part 3, Isolation using rubber dam for Class 4 restorations or anterior aesthetic restorations, Part 4 would be the true histologic layering technique, Type 5 and the most important, finishing and polishing. This would help us break down and simplify the process in great detail. So without further ado, let's get started. Our patient is a 45-year-old male requiring a Class 4 restoration in relation to tooth number 21, as you can see on the screen. We would be using a direct-indirect technique for this case. In this technique, we do a mock-up, either freehand or get it made from the lab or design it digitally and 3D print a model out of it. In this case, we would be doing a freehand mock-up directly into the patient's mouth and then creating a putty index and using the same putty index as a scaffold to create a perfect lifelike restoration. We start with placing any form of cheek retractor to make our job easier while creating the mock-up. A very simple technique is to use our good old cellophane strip supported by our index finger to form the palatal layer. Securing the cellophane strip with the index finger, start adding some composite to establish a rough palatal layer. The aim of this mock-up is to create a perfect incisal edge configuration so that when we actually start layering, you would never end up with grinding away the beautiful incisal halo or translucency that you would have created to accommodate the occlusion of the patient. This step should not take more than 5 to 10 minutes, and once done, we cure it and use an articulating paper to check patient's occlusion and make the necessary changes if needed. In this way, when we create a putty index of this mock-up, we would never have to do any occlusal adjustment once the final layering is done. With this, we come to an end of the part 1 of the 5-part video series of mastering Class 4 restorations. In the next part, we would be taking up the next step, which is creating a perfect putty index and trimming it to perfection, which would then help us create a perfect palatal scaffold, eventually becoming the foundation for creating an amazing lifelike restoration. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification so that you're the first one to know as soon as we release the part 2 of this Class 4 Masterclass. Until next time, keep creating those perfect smiles. This is Dr. Mayank Doshi signing off.